With Shazam out, the next guy up to bat is Flash, a movie that has been coming and we have been talking about for, without exaggeration, 9 years. It's been 9 years since they announced that they were going to be doing a Flash movie with Ezra Miller in the lead. 9 years. With no less than 4 sets of directors that have come and gone, several sets of writers that have come and gone. One of the sets of the directors we just talked about, the guys who did Dungeons and Dragons and Game Night. And they finally landed on a fantastic director in Andy Muschietti. We've been talking about this for a while, that everything we've been hearing about this movie has been stellar. Both the reports and the people that both Rob and myself have spoken to privately have told us this movie is fantastic. James Gunn, the head of DC, who had nothing to do with the creation of this movie, said it's one of the best comic book movies ever. Now, we're going to see this movie in April over at CinemaCon in Las Vegas, and I'm very excited about that. We're only a month away now from when we're probably going to watch this movie, so that's great. But somebody else who has a little bit more clout than I do was able to say, I would like to see this movie, and Warner Brothers made it happen. And that's Tom Cruise. So this is a very interesting story here. This comes to us from the Hollywood Reporter, who said this. Sources tell the Hollywood Reporter that Cruise has seen the movie and loved it so much that he flat out cold called the movie's director, Andy Muschietti, to rave about it. In late February, according to several sources, Cruise had a meeting with Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav. And during that meeting, the mogul mentioned how great the movie was, The Flash. Cruise's curiosity piqued, and he asked to see the movie. David Zaslav acquiesced to the request and had a copy of the movie sent over to Tom Cruise. Now, this was not a standard sending things over. This was no casual messengering. A Warner Brothers employee brought the movie to Cruise's home in Beverly Hills and stayed until the actor was finished watching The Flash. It is unclear on what format Cruise watched it, whether it was digital or film. When Cruise finished, the movie was then given back to the messenger, who returned it to the studio. Cruise was so taken by what he saw that soon after, he reached out to Andy Muschietti. It was a call out of the blue for the director. Cruise is said to have raved about the movie, saying something to the effect that Flash is everything you want in a movie. And this is the kind of movie we need now, according to insiders. Well, that's some pretty damn high praise. I mean, this is kind of reminiscent of like when you're in a good restaurant and you love the food so much, you ask to speak to the chef. By the way, I've never actually seen that happen in real life, but in the movies, apparently, when you love a meal to the point of orgasm, you're supposed to ask to see the chef.
Yeah. Supposed to
and if
excuse
chef
yourself
comes
to the restroom.
or go to use the restroom. Yes, one of the two. And they bring, the chef comes out, whatever. This is really, first, number one, that Tom Cruise and David Zaslav are meeting. That's interesting. But just the fact that it goes, I'd love to see this movie that you're raving so much about. And that they would actually say, it's funny, when I sent an email to David Zaslav asking if I could see The Flash, I got no response.
You got a different Flash.
Yeah. Maybe the messenger got lost bringing it over to my house. I don't know. Possibly. So apparently he raved about it, had to find the director. The director, who has never spoken to Tom Cruise, suddenly just gets this call. And it's like, hi, Andy, this is Tom Cruise. I just saw your movie and it's freaking. Now, I want to go back and look at these two things Cruise is said to have said. That The Flash is everything you want in a movie, and this is the kind of movie we need now. Again, this comes from Tom Cruise, a guy who has nothing to gain from this movie. He's not making movies with Warner Brothers, at least not right now. All of his stuff's coming out from Paramount. So this is just a guy who just, big movie guy, saw the scene, loved it. Now, it's important to keep in mind, this is still just one guy and one guy's opinion. Jonathan, what were you
I was just going to say, because I found that interesting, just what he said, that's the kind of movie we need now. From a guy who just released Top Gun Maverick, who many argue would say that's a film that we need now.
That kind of, some people would say that's a movie that saved the movie industry.
Yeah, so that's really interesting.
I think it's fascinating to hear. So again, think what you will about the Ezra Miller situation. And God knows we have talked ad nauseum about the Ezra Miller situation. this is not Ezra Miller's movie. This is Andy Muschietti's movie. This is a movie that Andy Muschietti brought into existence and crafted and made. And from all reports, it's pretty damn good. And hearing from, Maverick himself saying that this is everything you want in a movie. Damn, that's got to be exciting. Chris, it's going to be very interesting to see coming off of, let's call it what it is. I may have liked both the movies, one of them very, very much. It doesn't matter. The abject failures of Shazam 2 and Black Adam. It's going to be really interesting to see what kind of reactions, responses, whether this is a movie that can get people out to the movie theater. Warner Brothers is probably putting together a quote poster right now with everything you want in a movie. Tom Cruise is probably going to be on there. Hey guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, The Black Tux. It's time we had the talk. You know the one I'm talking about, the one that ends in the 3-letter word. I'm talking about a tux. And when you need a tux, the best place to go to get one is The Black Tux. The Black Tux makes it super easy to get an on-trend, top-quality, guaranteed-to-fit tux without ever needing to leave your house. So here's how it works. Take the Black Tux Fit Quiz, pick the style you want to wear, and boom, your tux is delivered to your door 10 days before the day you need it. That's plenty of time to try it on and make sure it wears you well. And hey, if the fit's not quite right, say hello to the Black Tux Fit Guarantee. Order a better size within a day or two of receiving the less than great fitting one, and they'll send another one right away at no extra cost. Their expert fit specialists will help you find the perfect style tux or suit and make sure it fits just right. Listen, I've been dubious in the past about online sites or apps that say they can get your measurements, but the Fit Quiz with the Black Tux works great. And man, I wish I had had these guys for so many events I've attended over the years. So rent or buy, the Black Tux is the best place to go when you need a tuxedo for a wedding or a special night. And right now, when you go to theblacktux.com/Campea and use the code Campea, you'll save $20 off your order. That's TheBlackTux.com/Campea, code Campea to save $20. Anyway, you heard about this reaction. What stands out to you?
Well, John, I'm going to piss in your Cheerios a little bit here.
Oh, no!
So, much like we talked about at the beginning of today's stream, I try to not let the overhype affect me a lot of times for movies. And man, oh man, do people keep telling me about how great this movie is definitely, absolutely going to be and make me forget every bad thing that's ever happened. Ooh, is it Batman Flashpoint? Okay. So I love that Tom Cruise loves this. I think that's great. And genuinely, I would like this movie to be great and do very, very well. But it is interesting to me that we keep pivoting to trying to talk about just how great it is constantly, which obviously you do with a marketing campaign. Every movie has to talk about how good they are, how great they are. I feel like we're getting this really big push, and that very much could be my inherent bias of how often I have to talk about this movie on this show.
Yeah.
That I feel like this is all I talk about with people too in just my personal life, where I'll be like, hey, I want to talk to you about your thoughts on The Flash and how they are wrong or correct. Don't do that, guys. It's so, let's talk about different things when we meet in person. But I want people to stop selling me on this movie. I want to just go see it and get to make that decision for myself. I know that's kind of a bullshit answer, but I'm just so over it at this point. Mazel to Tom Cruise for having such a great time and that much power, but I'm still not excited.
I am still not surprised at all that we are not seeing any Ezra Miller centric marketing.
Yep.
I saw one of I can't remember which of you guys are live viewers, but I saw before the show started, the live chat was already open before the show started. And I think one of our viewers wrote in over under 2% that you're going to see Ezra Miller promoting this on Jimmy Kimmel. It's like, I think pretty low, but can the movie be so good that you can avoid the topic of the lead in the movie while still promoting the movie? Listen, they're actually doing a pretty good job of doing that so far.
They are.
In kind of an untraditional way.
And I understand, again, your average moviegoer is not as ingrained in all of this, right? My parents don't know what is going on with Ezra at all. They don't know anything. It's usually just, oh, that kid from the Harry Potter movies? That's it, right?
Right.
And so I completely understand that I do have this inherent bias of, well, I'm constantly talking about the studio ramifications, the marketing, all of these things. I get it. And they are doing a great job because there is a hell of a big fly in the ointment here that they have to deal with.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see even if they do a press junket for it. I'm almost convinced they're not going to. I don't know this. I don't know. This is just me speculating.
Junket.
What's that?
We're in it.
Yeah, we are the press junket.
Yeah. This is it right now.
I don't know.
Yeah, we're in the end game now.
This is happening as we speak. I honestly don't know that they will do a traditional press junket for this movie because one of two scenarios is going to happen. Either you're going to have Ezra there and nobody's going to be talking about the movie. Everybody's going to be talking about all the bullshit with Ezra Miller.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do a press junket without Ezra Miller there, all that people are going to be talking about is no Ezra Miller. That's all the headlines are going to be. No Ezra Miller at the press. So there's almost a no-win situation.
Tom Cruise looked over at Zaslav and he went, that was my Doctor Strange
I got it.
That's your one chance.
Going into, I'm still going to be really, really interested to see how they decide to navigate this moving in. But it's one good way to do it. Have the star of one of the biggest movies the last number of years come out and say that it's the best thing you can do for a movie. It's the movie we need now. It's everything you want in a movie. Tom Cruise, guys, apparently loves The Flash. What are you guys thinking about this? Are you? What are you guys thinking about this? Are you excited about the movie? Maybe you don't care about it. Maybe you can't wait to see it. Whatever you guys think, jump on down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.